Hello, team owners of the premier 20-team USFL Fantasy Football League. This is a brief highlights and setup for us going into the playoffs, just for us here in the closed group. First off, Oklahoma Outlaws remained on top as the best team to finish in the regular season with a win over the Michigan Panthers 29-28 in a really close game. Mark needed those points that he scored to stay in the top 8. A further explanation will be coming. Breakers win versus Chicago. Man, the Blitz down toward the bottom in our league fight their way out of the bottom 4 to make the second tier playoffs. Steve Smith, newcomer in the league, running the team for Joey Maynard. Joey is an honorary member and is staying on board, but will not be managing and running the team. That will be Steve Smith. But Blitz put up a good fight, but the Breakers edge it out, Jason Wise. But however, Jason, by just like a point or 1.5 points for the total for the season, loses out winning the Pacific Division, but the Breakers do beat the Blitz in week 14. And then the Generals and the Maulers, big talk from John Pahala, didn't prevail and come through for him. 33-23, Stacy DeCecco's Generals win over the Maulers and win the Atlantic Division. The Boats over a feisty Bandits team. Terry Harness puts up a good fight. Terry will be in the second tier playoff. James Hayes with the Boats, second best in our league this year as for closing out in the regular season. Boats win over the Bandits. Express win a big game over the Gold. The Express, let me explain really quick. I set the tiebreaker for the playoffs as intra-division, and I really should have set it for points 4. My concern is to make sure that the division records within the division are important and held to the stature they should be held to without interrupting the playoff bracket setup. In the 16-team league, I set it for points 4, and there were no problems. It was accurate all the way through. And I've always had a little trouble with our 20-team league being so different. But this is why the Express take the 7th spot rather than the 8th spot, because division records do not matter outside of the division. In other words, LA competing with the Michigan Panthers for the 7th and 8th spot. Well, the Panthers obviously had a much better divisional record, but that was within their own division. And then the LA Express having the same record as the Panthers, but a worse divisional record within their own division because they're in the tough Pacific Division. However, the Express did have a lot more points than the Michigan Panthers. Therefore, they come in as 7th. So I can't change the number on the ranking within the system. I can only reset the brackets. Therefore, that's why number 1 Oklahoma is playing number 7 by the rankings, playing number 7 Michigan. Michigan's really number 8. I just can't change the rank number. And that is why number 2 Memphis is playing the LA Express, who is showing ranked 9th, I believe, when really they are 7th. So that explains the top 8. The lower tier, I set that bracket specifically because the system does not recognize that second bracket. Of course, you can set the second bracket, but it does not recognize it. Again, our league is so unique, and our first and second tier is so unique. So the remaining games, the Invaders win over Arizona 31-30 in a close game. Kevin Perillo puts up a real fight, trying his best there. I think he would have won the division with a Portland loss and an Arizona win. 31-30, Randy Miner's Invaders win. That'll be a matchup going forward in round 1. And then the Bulls over the Renegades. Renegades hard luck toward the end of the season, losing I think their last 5 or 6 games. Bulls win like 4 of their last 5 games. So that's great as Phil Wilfong moves on into the second tier to make some noise. Feds over the Stars. We know Paul Thompson's leaving, but I think he's going to play in the playoffs for Pride here right at the end of the season. Try to go out in style. And then the Gamblers, new owner Ray Gallus with the Gamblers, scores 29 points. I think that's the most points the Gamblers have scored all year. Ray Gallus is in the 16-team league, and he took the Oakland Invaders 16 team from last place to first place with a 1-loss, 13-1. Watch out for Ray Gallus and the Gamblers. I know Scott Boucher is going to be excited to have Ray Gallus on board. Watch out for the Gamblers next year as they take down the San Antonio Gunslingers 29-15. So that's basically highlights. Main league page is set. Playoff brackets are set. If you need any further explanations, please PM me. Congratulations to all divisional winners. You do have $10 in the bank. That will go toward next year's unpaid dues unless I hear from you otherwise. That is not a problem for anyone except Kyle Smith, who right now is possibly coming back into the league. But with your $10 winnings for the division there, Kyle, you automatically would have dues paid and would fall in line for next year. You just need to let me know that. And then, of course, subsequent getting to the third round there, the final 2 teams get the bigger payoff. I am still working on championship rings, and those will occur before it's all over. John Pahala is thinking up something to put on the helmets for champions, so that would promote him selling helmets, maybe even a helmet for free for the next champion. So we're looking at all of those things. All right, main league page set up, everything else is set up. Finally, Michael Rodriguez and his son were going to do a great preview of this week. His son goes to college up north, so he's not going to be coming home as soon as Michael had thought, but I think Michael's going to do a big-time final basketball championship preview at the stadium there in Orlando. It's going to be really good, but this week I will be doing it, maybe someone else for first-round previews. Phil Wilfong will be doing lower-tier first-round previews. Everybody have a great week.